the contempt motion should get a vote on the floor. We have a subpoena issued for that recording. Congress should get that recording because one thing remains is that the President of the United States violated the Espionage Act when he was a U.S. Senator and when he was a Vice President of the United States. So Congress should look into this. And so the fact that Main Justice and now the White House is trying to bar us from having that recording, frankly, flies in the face of our powers here on Capitol Hill. And so we should do it on the floor.
What did you think of the conduct in that hearing?
Speaker Johnson said last night hearing was not a good look.
The speaker's right. It wasn't a good look, but that doesn't matter to the actual merits of what we did last night. That's just personalities, late night, you have personality clashes. It's unfortunate, but we move on.
Mr. Donalds, do you have any concerns about the report about Justice Alito's upside-down flag?
What?
There's a report in the New York Times, Justice Alito threw a flag upside down after January. Members have briefed on that or talked about that?
No. Next question.
What's your reaction to President Biden ramping up efforts to support the Black speech or more House this weekend? Is it something that he should be worried about this election?
Oh, he should be worried about black voters. He absolutely should. But the problem is no speech Joe Biden is going to give is going to change the fact that he has wrecked the economy for all Americans. Inflation is massively high, hurting everybody. The southern border is still massively open, squeezing cities and their budgets. And so, yeah, he should be concerned, but it's his own fault for actually instituting a radical agenda that's hurting our country. It's probably too late for him.
As someone who was in the room last night, can you give us a sense of actually what went on? There was an accusation that someone was drinking. There was an accusation that there was almost a fight. What did you see?
Who's the best-looking member of Congress?
Oh, Tim Burchett.
But what did you see in there?
No, it's not Jamal Bowman. It's definitely Tim Burchett. Look, honestly, members just started clashing on a personal level, which is what we try to avoid. Members were not drinking, although that was the accusation. It was something that I think everybody this morning wishes did not occur, but it did. So I think the members involved need to just deal with that on their own time and get back to work.
Are you concerned that it took away from y'all's message at all last night? I mean, was it a distraction?
I'm not concerned about that. The only thing that takes away from our messaging is not doing our jobs. See ya.
I felt like she was launching out at me specifically because of my Blackness. I felt like I could not just sit there and allow them to think that they would be able to get away with continually demeaning me. And
on another political issue that's unfolding over these past few hours, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is calling Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene racist following a very, very tense hearing last night that devolved into very personal attacks. I want to play some of that for you and our viewers. Watch this.
You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold
on. Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman.
That's beneath even
order.
I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings
Move
hurt?
her words down. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Van, what do you make of that?
I think that the standards of conduct have been pulled down so low by some of these folks in Congress. They go there because they want to be celebrities. I'm talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and others. Why do we even know her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene has never passed a bill. She's never chaired a committee. She's never done anything but be a provocateur and a clown. And she gets under the skin of people, and this is the kind of stuff that goes on. But whether she's racist or not, she is a disgrace to the American people. She's a disgrace to that Congress. And she should just pass one bill, Marjorie Taylor. Do your job. Every time we talk about her, she's doing some clownish nonsense, and it's ridiculous.
And I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Move her words down. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl?
We are going to move, and we're going to take your words down.
I second that motion.
So who will have to pay? Okay. All right, we're suspending Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
part of
I'm trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike those
words. I had no idea what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
you just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
Voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Ms.
I
Crockett.
can't hear you with your yelling.
You don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes.
It got very personal. It got very just distasteful. If anybody is watching, just think now, there may well be somebody who sees this who thinks, when I grow up, I would like to be a politician. I would like to be a representative. These people you see are not setting an example. There's inflammatory comments. You could say they should stay above it, but they were personal inflammatory comments. This is not how it's done. Obviously, for the likes of the Trumpy Trumps, they want this minutiae. For those who've given Elon Musk the money on social media, for the blue tick, they want this confrontation.
Chair recognizes Mr. Moskowitz.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, so welcome to Oversight After Dark. If you love James Comer at 11 o'clock in the morning, you're really going to love him at 8:30 p.m. So,
fight, but it's got to be a higher level than that.
Stand with Comer. The Democrats. You sure about that?
It was what my late mum would call a bun fight. It was, you're this, you're that. It was childish. It is beyond childish. I'm kind of lost for words. The likes of Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones, this for them is their minutiae. They love it. No talking, just shouting and screaming and getting in insults. For those who feel that Trump is the new beginning and go to all of the rallies, they probably think this is brilliant. But how is it solving anything? How is it, for example, making your job more secure? How?
Members, the hearing was moved today. We don't have to ask the question. The hearing was moved today so that members could go to New York and attend the Trump hearing. But how's he doing? He's complained that he's chilly in the courtroom. Is it chilly? Is it chilly?
Will the gentleman yield?
No, I'll assume it's
He's
chilly.
doing very good.
Okay, good. So, it was mentioned by the ranking member about really what we're doing here. You don't have to listen to my words. I would like to do a spirited reading of the campaign email sent out by the chairman. And it's on lovely stationery. In fact, it says, from the desk of the oversight chairman. I'm not sure you can do that, but I'm not an ethics expert. It says, friend. President Biden is exerting executive privilege in a last-ditch attempt to stop the disastrous audio recording of his interview with special counsel from being released. And it's highlighted in yellow. Want to make sure people saw that. Just a few months ago, the White House bragged that Joe Biden had nothing to hide and would not exert executive privilege during special counsel Hur's investigation. They even said he had nothing to hide. That's in italics. Now Biden and his advisors are terrified that I, James Comer, will release the recordings, forcing the media and the Democrats to answer for the dismal decline of Biden's mental state. He even had attorney Merrick Garland write a letter saying that his interview falls within the scope of executive privilege. This could be the final blow with swing voters across the country. Okay. You and I know, hold on, we're not done, it gets better. You and I know he's not up for the job, but the mainstream's media refusal to report on it as only keeping him in the game. Stand with Comer. The Democrats, you sure about that? The Democrats are pulling out all the stops to stop the bleeding. That means coming after me with everything they had. If you're able, We hope you are. I'd be so grateful if you'd consider making a donation to my campaign. I sure need it to defend against the onslaught of attacks. Thank you for everything. James Comer, Chairman of the House Oversight Committee. Without objection, I'd like to enter that into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
All right, beautiful.
How, if you have medical bills right now, is Marjorie Taylor Greene looking for an insult? How is that going to make your medical bills better? Say you need insulin. Right now, if you've got to go and get a prescription charges may be expensive, Marjorie Taylor Greene shouting and rollicking, how does that affect your cost of your insulin? Tell me now.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike those
I had no idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games,
Crockett.
I can't hear you with your
and
yelling.
You don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look,
I
Chairman,
come
can we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, Chair.
I know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes.
How? Look, Bush, Clinton, Kennedy, Reagan, they had differences. How has it got to this stage where they almost, I think it was going to turn into a fight at one stage. Think about it. If you've got a prescription charge for insulin, how is Marjorie Taylor Greene rollicking and ranting and shouting and screaming? How is that affecting you? How's that going to help your price of the insulin come down? If your job is a bit and you're not too sure, how is Marjorie Taylor Greene screeching their head off? How is that
I'd like
helping?
to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
just
AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
your
please
history.
regain
That's
order
beneath
of
even
your
you.
committee?
Order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack
meeting will
the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings hurt?
her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play. with
Baby
me.
girl?
We're gonna,
I don't think
we are going to
so.
move, and we're going to take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
So who will have to fail? Okay. Ms. Greene agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
needs to apologize.
recognizes
No.
Mr.
She
Perry.
needs to apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Greene
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the minority.
pretty
No,
self-evident.
Chair you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to
I
strike
move to
those
strike the
words
lady's
as well.
I move to
I would
strike-
like to
Order.
strike
the
those
lady's
as well.
words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's the
control.
correct parliamentary. Ms. Greene, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll
All
strike
right.
my words, but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm
parliament.
trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman,
I
motion to
had
strike
no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier, literally just
You just voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
voted to do it.
Order. I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
you don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look,
I
Chairman,
come
can we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right, Chair,
I don't know why
okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes.
The self-absorbedness is just incredible. It's like those whirling and complaining about on January the 6th. You're either going to have democracy or you have a dictatorship where it's only my view, no one else's view. I don't want to hear what you say. You're wrong, you're wrong. It's a conspiracy theory. We are the deep state.
Mr. Chairman, people refer to the former president as president, but we have one president at a time, and that is Joe Biden. And seemingly, this type of attitude and position has come straight from the top. This idea of lacking all decorum, decency, has left the building when the stench of Donald Trump showed up. And so we've seen constantly from him how he mocks people. We've seen in this committee how different members want to mock other members. And that's all this is about. But what is so frustrating to me and what should be frustrating to the American people, and the reason that really all y'all should lose y'all's jobs, but why we are going to take the majority is simple. It's because we showed up ready to work earlier today, like we always do. And now it is currently 10 p.m. and we are still here because we are committed to doing the right thing. And my question is really simple. It's a matter of, if this was such a big deal, if it was a matter of an emergency, if this was so important as it relates to whether or not the President of the United States has done something so wrong, then why is it that we couldn't have our hearing at 11 o'clock this morning instead of members being in a criminal courthouse with a twice impeached, over 88 count indicted sexual abuser, instead of being here to do the work of the American people? If this was serious, this is the reason that people don't believe that we are doing serious
Mr. Chairman,
work
point of order.
here.
I'd ask
State your point.
My point of order is this. She just engaged in personalities about a former president, which
You can't engage in personalities with a former president. That is not the
reviewed the rules, and you know that it's true. If you were on the floor, you would be admonished. You know that.
And what's scary, these are the politicians. They're not even the cable news people who love all of this. The cable news people, they're saying, oh, wow, look what they're doing to us. This is dreadful, etc., etc. How is this? Just like, take out the crazy people. How is this affecting the everyday normal person, the hard-working person, the small business person, the person that cares? You know, think about it. Parents see this. Would you let your children go into politics? You'd be thinking, what? I'd love to hear somebody from like Harvard or one of the great big educational institutions. Is this where it's come down to? Is this debate?
I know a lot of people refer to the former president as president, but we have one president at a time, and that is Joe Biden. And seemingly, this type of attitude and position has come straight from the top. This idea of lacking all decorum, decency, has left the building when the stench of Donald Trump showed up. And so we've seen constantly from him how he mocks people. We've seen in this committee how different members want to mock other members. And that's all this is about. But what is so frustrating to me and what should be frustrating to the American people, and the reason that really all y'all should lose y'all's jobs, but why we are going to take the majority is simple. Is because we showed up ready to work earlier today, like we always do. And now it is currently 10 p.m. and we are still here because we are committed to doing the right thing. And my question is really simple. It's a matter of, if this was such a big deal, if it was a matter of an emergency, if this was so important as it relates to whether or not the President of the United States has done something so wrong, then why is it that we couldn't have our hearing at 11 o'clock this morning instead of members being in a criminal courthouse with a twice impeached, over 88 count indicted sexual abuser, instead of being here to do the work of the American people if this was serious. This is the reason that people don't believe that we are doing serious
Mr. Chairman,
work
point of order.
here.
I'd ask
state your point.
My point of order is this. She just engaged in personalities about a former president, which
You can't engage in personalities with a former president. That is not
reviewed the rules, and you know that is true. If you were on the floor, you would be admonished. You know that.
So every so often, Mr. Garcia, maybe you could just lift up that picture of our President Trump sleeping. As you say, I think he's praying. But if he is sleeping, you know, he certainly looks pretty while he sleeps. Maybe it's an endearing moment of prayer, though. I know when I fall asleep on airplanes, you know, my mouth kind of drops open. And, you know, his mouth is kind of tight-lipped. So maybe it's just a somber moment of
I mean,
thought.
he's sleeping. It's been reported by multiple press outlets.
I was in the
that
courtroom
he's
today,
sleeping.
and I do. I could see why someone would fall asleep, just like George Conway fell asleep today in the court hearing. You know, it's kind of slow in there. It's not as exciting as the House Oversight Committee, but I just wanted to say that's a lovely picture you have of President Trump, Mr. Garcia. Thank you, and I yield.
Gentlelady.
I mean, it's a lot, right, to ask someone who's facing a criminal trial and running for president to ask his political allies to travel over 200 miles on a voting day here in Congress to pop up to New York and snap some cute pictures to defend him because the judge has ordered him to stop threatening the jurors in his own trial. I mean, some might actually view this as direct interference in a criminal court case. It's not exactly law and order, as our friends like to talk about all the time. But
President Trump, when he was in office, he underwent testing for his cognitive dissonance, for his ability to function as president of the United States.
Donald Trump. Now let's look at public reporting. I'm only going to talk about public reporting. His criminal trial started on April 15th. And here's a summary of the press reports. On his first day of his trial, Reuters reported that Trump appeared to doze off during jury selection. On April 16th, it was reported that Trump dropped his head inside the courtroom, keeping his eyes closed before jolting his head upright. On April 19th, the New York Times reported Trump's eyes remained, quote, closed for extended periods during the final day of jury selection. On April 22nd, MSNBC reported that Trump's lawyers were fighting to keep him awake. On April 30th, NBC and the New York Times reported that Trump nodded off for significant portions of witness testimony, and as we all know, basically kept his eyes closed for hours and hours on end. On May 9th, Trump's eyes remained closed for many minutes, and Trump later, of course, dozed on and off. And the reports go on and on. May 13th, Trump was, quote, asleep during the afternoon session. On May 14th, a political reporter said Trump slouched in his seat and closed his eyes and his mouth. Now, here we have a photo of Donald Trump, of course, through some of his trial.
Happening because you look at Judge Engoron, you look at Judge Kaplan, what they've done, it's disgraceful. Everyone's laughing at the New York system, and companies are leaving, people are leaving, but major companies with tremendous taxpayer dollars and employers of millions of people, literally, people are leaving. They're taking their companies, they're all watching this case, and they're watching. That was from Jonathan Turley, Andrew McCarthy. NDAs are legal in common, yet Bragg alleges Trump's was illegal. I have the only illegal NDA.
How is it you have people like Gosser, Gates, Carrie Lake, Boebert, Marjorie Taylor? These aren't just fringe people. They're literally dominating the conversation. The Trump effect is crazy. Just crazy. Look, I'm an outsider looking in. How does anything ever get back to policy when it's insult, 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 insult? As I said, I have never seen anything like it before. And what's scary, if you're thinking these are the politicians who are setting the agenda.
A couple of things are happening. Number one, I did not, James Comer like me, I never heard the term bleach blonde butch body. Yeah. He goes, he goes, you said what now? So that was the best comeback ever.
You said what?
Yeah. So he said, what if I said that? Would that be struck from the record?
Right.
AOC said, strike it from the record that that Congresswoman Crockett has big eyelashes.
Eyelashes.
Right.
It's the fake eyelashes.
Right. So that was non-relevant, but Marjorie Taylor Greene thought it was relevant, so said strike it. She goes, you could strike it, but I'm not going to apologize.
Right.
So then she comes back, well, what if? Would you strike it from the record if I said there was someone here with bleached blonde hair and a badly built butch body?
Yeah.
What the hell happens next? Is it really going to be that we're in the school of Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson? You shout and scream, you're racist, you're homophobic, you tell lies? It's bullshit like you hear on Fox nonstop? Is that the way that American politics is now arrived at? Seriously? Wow.
You know, Willie, blaming the wife thing for people in public eye in trouble, that's going around.
Don't ever
do that.
do
You know, I'm scared of you. I would never do that. But, Willie, this circles back to these people, and I will say these people, these Trumpers, who have spent their entire life attacking people for being insufficiently patriotic, and then they lose, and they just hate America. They hate America. They're constantly going around saying how weak we are. They hate our military. They say how weak our military is when it's the strongest in the world. They hate our economy. They claim the president of the United States is a socialist. The Dow yesterday made all of these people a lot richer, breaking 40,000 for the first time, despite Donald Trump's lies that it would collapse if Joe Biden was president of the United States. They hate this country. They attack this country. The only time they love it is when their person is in office. And I just got to say, and we've got a lot of legal, brilliant minds around this table. Yeah. So they can speak to this later if they want to. I will tell you, growing up, one of my friends' fathers was a federal judge. I had no idea until I got older whether he was Republican or Democrat. And that was the case in Northwest Florida, a very conservative place. The federal judges kept themselves beyond reproach. They never talked politics, ever, in the privacy of their homes. If you asked them opinion, they would just say, not my job, right? I'm a judge. They actually took their oath seriously. And for a Supreme Court justice, and I will say my opinion only, but the guy most likely to have had something to do with the leaking of the Dobbs decision. Leaking it to the Wall Street Journal, or somebody connected to him leaking it to the Wall Street Journal because he wanted to keep Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett frozen in place. I think history will show that. But that aside, for a guy who is a Supreme Court justice that let that happen at his own home in one of the most fraught times in American history since the Civil War, it's just sad. And it shows how little respect he has for the institution. It shows how little respect he has for the law. It really does. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting.